Hello student, do you know why we don't consider base of a logarithm be a unity, or why can't we take negative base or even negative numbers to define logarithmic term? In this video we are going to answer all of these questions. So without any further ado, let's get started. So to answer all of these questions, let's get back in the flashback where we originated or wrote the logarithmic expression. A logarithmic expression is somewhat derived from exponential form. In exponential form, we used to write any positive number in a to the power x manner. As we know, a to the power x, it cannot be equals to 0 or it can't take any negative value. So by that logic, we have successfully defined log n to the base a equals to x, where the syntax will carry the same meaning, a still being the base, where a should be greater than 0, it should not equals to 1, and as far as its number is concerned, n should be greater than 0. Now there is a question, why your base should always be positive and should not be equals to 1? Whensoever we are considering any number n, why it is mandatory to consider only a positive value? To answer all of these questions, please have a look on the graph of a to the power x. As we all know that for different values of a, either for a greater than 1 and another one when a lies between 0 to 1. This is how the graph of exponential function look alike. And that meaning when x there is a small changes in x, it will bring a big changes in y. So say if I have two different values on the graph, say I have a x1 and x2, where x2 is greater than x1. So for x2 is greater than x1, I can draw this conclusion that for greater input I will have greater output. This is how I define the function which is increasing in nature. Wherever for the value of a which lies between 0 to 1, the things get revert back. In that case, the greater the input is, lower will be its output. Say if I have a two different input on x-axis where x2 is greater than x1 in value. So the value of function at x2 will be f of x2 and it will be lesser in value in compare of f of x1. So greater value is bringing the smaller output. This is the definition of a decreasing function. So if a function is exponential, then there will be two scenario. Either it will be increasing one or it will be a decreasing one. The reason why we are not considering base equals to 1 is that if I consider base equals to 1, then my function y will look like 1 to the power x, which will always remain 1 for any value of x. That means instead of a exponential function, this will become a constant one. So that is the reason why we don't consider base as a one. Then next one, why don't we consider negative inputs? Say if I have n is equals to negative 2 to the power x. Now over there I have substitute or I have considered different independent values from 1 up till 4. Let's put the values of input and check what outputs I'm getting. For x is equals to 1, I'm getting n is equals to a negative value. For x is equals to 2, this time I'm getting a positive response. For x is equals to 3, I have a again negative value, and for x is equals to 4, I'm getting a positive response. As you can see, whenever I'm considering any odd value, I'm getting a negative response, but for a even number, I'm getting a positive response. That means it is violating the definition of a exponential function. Either your function should always be increasing or it should be decreasing. But what is actually happening in that function? The values are keep increasing and decreasing in regular interval. Thereby, for a negative base, your function will not work as an exponential one. Or if it is not an exponential function, we can't convert this exponential function into logarithm one. And the third and the last one, why don't we consider negative index? Why don't we consider, excuse me, negative base? For the negative base, the reason will remain the same. That let me just explain you this thing by that graph, that your exponential function, this time I have considered the value of base is equals to e being your Napier constant, which is an irrational number whose approx value is 2.718. So as you can see on the graph paper, that the graph of y equals to e to the power x and the y is equals to ln x, they are mirror image to each other. In the mirror, y equals to x. That means for the input x is equals to 1, if I'm getting a 0 in the graph of y equals to ln x, then for x is equals to 0 as the input, I'll end up getting 1 as the output. That means for the exponential function, I am free to choose any value of x. But in response, I'll end up getting the value of I, which should be r positive. Even I'm not able to get a value equals to 0 for any real value. I think that is the reason that a to the power x cannot give you a 0 as an output, as uh, it is defined from the graph. Similarly, if you try to find out the inputs and the outputs for y is equals to ln x, then you would wonder that in y equals to ln x, your x will take only positive response, and based on this response, I'll end up getting the x belongs to r as a output. That is the reason why we don't consider any negative base. Now, let me further explain you this theory part with the help of a couple of questions. Say I have to find the value of beta where log 2 to the base sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is given. So to get the value of theta, you should feel comfortable in understanding the trigonometric identities. As I know, this sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta will be 1 for any value of theta. If it is the case, then I need to get the value of beta for log 2 to the base 1. Say if I'm converting this logarithmic form into exponential form, despite the things that its base is equals to 1, then I'll have 2 is equals to 1 to the power beta. I need to find out the value of beta. For that, 1 to the power that specific number will end up getting a 2. You know, this is something which is not possible. You'll not get any value of beta for which 1 to the power beta will turn to a 2. Thereby, you have to call this thing that beta is something which is not defined. Let me take another question to explain this thing further. Say this time in an input, I have tangent squared theta minus secant squared theta, where theta is that value for which both the trigonometric function is defined. To the base 2 is what I am looking for. Let us say I have substitute the value of this logarithmic function to gamma. So to get that particular part, again, you should be very good at writing trigonometric identities. What I know is that secant squared theta minus tangent squared theta is equals to 1. So this will make tangent squared theta minus secant squared theta to negative 1. So thereby I have negative 1 is equals to 2 to the power gamma. As I know, whatsoever value of gamma I consider from all real values will not get any specific value of gamma which end up getting 2 to the power gamma 2 or negative 1. It can't give you a negative value as of the fact that it's an exponential function which will always give you a positive output. So this is again something where will not get any answer. So thereby you have to consider that your gamma is something which is not defined. The third and the last and the interesting one is that if you try to look at the structure of both the question, in the first one you have 81 is equals to minus 3 to the power alpha, and for the second one we have 27 is equals to minus 3 to the power alpha. If I ask you to comment on the second one, then maybe you will end up getting no solution there. That means there isn't any value of alpha for which log 27 to the base minus 3 is defined. So in that case, your alpha is not defined. But if you write that logarithmic format into exponential format, first of all, this is not an exponential format. If you ask me the reason, then reason is that your input is negative 1. And if you try to get the value of alpha, then definitely you will end up getting the value of alpha this time. But this is what? This is something which is not defined. Try to understand this fact, whatever I have explained to you with the help of a couple of example, and then do let me know, did you understand why 81 is equals to 81 equals to minus 3 to the power alpha will not make any sense?